those of you who got an invite, welcome to Nerd Prom.
No matter where in the world you are, we're all Nerds International. With the hyphen.
We would like to thank our Patreon show supporters, Morgan Ellis, Victoria Kirk, and Bubba Snap. Here's to you. Warning. This broadcast does contain foul language. If this is something that can or will offend you, you have the option to turn it off now. Welcome to the Gathering of Dorks podcast. You've entered the realm of profanity, bodily functions, alcohol, gaming, and entertainment. If this is your first time joining us, thank you and brace yourself. Welcome back for our 62nd episode. I'm Jaime, and with me again is Blaine. What's up, Blaine?
How is it going, Jaime?
Northwest. That is how it's going. Actually, it'll be going southeast as of tomorrow. And we have Will. What's up, Willard?
I'm going west. Just plain old west.
Just plain old. No, see, I had to change my answer. I had to change it to southeast because I got to head out to Vegas tomorrow. And we have, guess who's last? We have Ant. What's up, Ant?
South by Southwest.
That's a big time entertainment and arts convention in Texas every year. So there you go. And last and certainly least, we have Frank. What's up, Frank?
Fuck you.
that's Frank's typical answer too.
Put the puppet away.
Yeah, he put the puppet away. All right, that's introductions. Blaine, contact info.
You can email us at thegatheringofdorks@gmail.com. Also, follow us on Twitter at TGODorks. Facebook.com/TGODorks. Also, be sure to join the Nerds International Google Plus community with a hyphen. There you will find updates for when we will be doing any live streams on our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/TGODorks. Be sure to leave us an iTunes review. We really appreciate it.
Hi,
and
my
don't
name is
forget
Blaine
to get
Wagner.
over to our patreon.com/TGODorks and help support the show. You can find the links to all of these in the show notes.
Jesus.
Jaime, back to you.
Oh, Will, did you bring
Price off Viagra.
Yeah.
Jesus. Clad in silver robes that detonate her station, and Elf closes her eyes to shut out distractions.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Real quick, part of the introduction here, I want to give a fast Patreon update. And speaking of that, Morgan is joining us in chat so far. Thank you, Morgan. Hats off to you. I did a new Patreon subscriber level of a gamer level. If you want me to run a game for you once a month, no problem. Awesome. Get on Patreon, subscribe. Morgan was the first one to do it. We're going to get some games rolling, and I believe Morgan is in the mood for some Savage Worlds. I don't think you limeys out there play enough Savage Worlds for him, Ant. See, there you go. And Zezri's actually joining us in chat today too. What's up, Zezri? Welcome. And there was something else I thought I wanted to get into. I can't.
Highlander is 30 years old.
Huh?
The original Highlander is 30 years old this week.
Oh fuck! Here's
Your
my
face
response.
is 30 years old.
There can only be one. Yeah, I was not a Highlander guy in the least. So, anyways, like Blaine said, get to patreon.com/TGODorks and help support the show. With that, you guys ready to get into some... Oh, that's what it was. Morgan sent me a tweet, and he had a question. And he said that he is really considering getting into Savage Worlds, specifically Deadlands Noir. So, good on you, Morgan. Good on you, sir. Specifically, so in terms of what books and stuff I need to buy, is there a universal player's handbook, if you will, or does each setting come with its own rule book? I think that was a good question. I could have just tweeted back the answer, but I think it's a good question for anybody who may be potentially getting into Savage Worlds. You obviously need the Savage Worlds core rule book. That's a hearty $10 that's spent. Now, if you're wanting to get into Deadlands Noir, the only thing you need is a Deadlands Noir setting book. Anything after that is just bolt on. It's just everything that's going to help you. But if you want to just get the flavor of Deadlands Noir, just get the Deadlands Noir core book. They also have a companion. What that companion does is that primarily jumps into different cities and different time eras. But just to get the straight 1935 Deadlands Noir, you just need the one book. And I think you can get the PDF for probably like $15 or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but it's definitely worth it. There's a lot in there. Will, you started to really dig on the Deadlands Noir yourself and that whole time era. So,
Oh, I love it.
so hopefully that answered your question, Morgan. That's all you need to actually get into Deadlands Noir. So, okay, we are going to get into what I'm projecting to be the final episode of Eye for an Eye, Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 3rd Edition. Let's get on over into the live setup, and we will see you on the other side. Whoop. All right, let's do the damn thing. Do you guys, any of you, want to give a quick recap while I get my pages all set up over here on where you guys last left off?
Heresy!
Yeah, that was a major part of it, yes.
That's your job. You're being lazy.
Well, then fine.
Get Blaine to do it in his finest story, his finest intro voice.
Yeah, Blaine, you want to give a recap where we were, Blaine? And we left off on a stairwell.
In the hallway outside of the Lord's quarters, Alicia had just had a talk and the dinner bell just rung. Mortiz led the Lord into the hallway, calling him a heretic. Azoth has the hammer of the dwarf that is in the infirmary.
Wow.
So basically, we left off in the hallway outside the Lord's quarters. There's a big argument because Mortiz is calling our Lord a heretic, so he's trying to get him to take down posters in the hallway of gods that do not belong in the hallway. Meantime, the rest of us are trying to figure out what to do with this hammer of the dwarf, who we know is insane and in the infirmary, and also we're trying to figure out the mystery of what's going on in the room with the chair. I believe it was a throne-looking chair. I can't remember the details of that chair correctly, but
and the missing painting.
And the missing painting. So that's kind of where we're all kind of going, is towards where's the missing painting, and does it have anything to do with what's the weird things going on around on the grounds?
Okay.
Is that good enough?
Blaine, did you listen to the last podcast or something?
No,
Have you been sober for the last week?
I have.
Fuck, look at that. You have a memory all of a sudden, dude.
No, I actually wrote all that down in my notes. But thanks for the happy words there, Jamie.
That's my vote of confidence for you. So, yes, right as Mortiz was going off... Oh, Mortitz. Sorry. Mortitz. When he was going off on Aschaffenburg, calling him a heretic and all that and everything else, that's when Aschaffenburg was kind of pushing him off like, no, you don't understand. I'm a Sigmarite as well and all this and that. And he was trying to get you guys out of the room because it was just like he was getting gang raped mentally. And right when you guys got outside the room, dinner bell rang. So you guys are standing at the top of this balcony that's looking down into this grand hall. And you can see the servants placing dinner plates and all kinds of pitchers of ale and wine and that kind of thing. And Aschaffenburg, perfect, supper time. And he sticks his hand out to direct you guys. Oh, no, please, after you. And Vern Hendrick starts to walk first and goes on down.
Herr Schaffenberg,
Aye?
where could a dwarf take a piss around here?
Well, I'm sure a man of your stature would find plenty of cover in the lawns that are quite unkempt around here.
All right, I'll be right back.
Well, that's perfect role playing. I mean, he's really getting into character. Now, if he turns his camera towards his window and we see him pissing outside on the lawn, so he. Go ahead.
Mortiz,
Heresy.
couldn't wait till after dinner to correct the heresy in the halls. I believe that I would rather eat supper warm than cold.
They have fires to keep it warm. We will deal with this matter now.
Mortis, please. I brought you here especially as, I'm starting to regret, as an advisor. Now,
Yes, and I am advising that there is heresy afoot here.
understood, sir. Just please have faith that I shall rectify the situation as soon as possible.
Faith in Sigmar.
Indeed. And he kind of rolls his eyes a little bit like this fucking nut job. Now, please, let's go downstairs and have some supper. It's quite warm. Can't say enough about the venison, eh? Yeah. My cooks are top notch. And I can't see if Will's back or not. No, he's not.
No.
So he leads you guys downstairs, and he looks at Mortis like, do we have an accord, sir? Can this wait until after supper, perhaps?
I forgot. Wasn't there something
suppose-
about the venison that we need to remember?
Yeah, it's
You
poison.
don't want to eat it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you recall, Azoth of the Brood ordered the venison. Gage ordered the venison. Alicia, I believe, ordered the goose. And Mortis, I think, was talking about just going around and licking windows or something.
Goose, wasn't it?
Okay.
Was it goose?
It's goose and venison.
I was going to have vegetables.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh, yeah. And they were going to go pick berries and
For,
granola.
for they are pure.
Yeah. What a fucking hippie. So he leads you all down, and you sit down, and he sits at the head of this grand table that I described to you guys early on when you first came into here. And he sits at the head of the table, and to his right sits Vern Hendrick, and the servants pull out chairs next to Vern to his right for the four of you to sit down. And there's other various people, and there's some servants and stuff like that. And as Schaffenberg, he pulls out this big grand napkin, and he shoves it down the collar of his shirt, and he pats, brings his hands together, rubs them legs. Oh, yes. I love the food. My servants, they do. If there's one thing about this place that's done quite well, it is the food. Now, he goes around the table. He says, I do not intend to be rude. Sitting here directly to my left, I do believe that you have met already Dr. Seeger, correct? Over in the hospice.
Mm-hmm.
And to his left would be Captain Anders Bulcher, head of the guard in town here. And he's just kind of a stocky kind of a man. And next to him is Otto Giles. And he's kind of an older guy, kind of frail, got glasses on. He runs the library. And next to him, you see this big, hulking man, shaved, bald head, wearing no shirt. That would be Oliver Gant. He tends to the hounds over in the kennels. And Bertolt Granhoff would be next to him, and that's that guy that was in the hospice acting kind of weird. And he's still sitting there, kind of got his hands in front of his chest. And I believe you've already met Heiko Dieter. He was the wagoner who brought you here. And then, of course, yourselves and Vern Hendrick, I do not need to introduce to you. So, everyone, let's have us a fine meal. Servants? And you see Gregor Pearson standing at the back of the room. If you remember right, underneath the stairwell was the walkway that would head back towards the kitchen. And Gregor Pearson standing there right next to this large, almost like counter, as we described it earlier, with all these dishes and all that kind of stuff. And there's a couple of servants that are coming through. And they're starting to bring out some soup. And they look like the other servants you had seen previously, where they just look super tired and groggy. And one of them actually drops a bowl of soup, and you hear Gregor Pearson just lashing verbally. You fucking buffoon! Pick it up! And he sends them back, and there's other ones. They set down these bowls of vegetable soup in front of you. And as Schaffenberg starts diving right into it, he says, now then, how are my movers doing for their first day at Grunwald Lodge? Having a day off, not bad for your first day on the job, huh?
Well, considering that we had to protect the keep from those enemies that lay without the walls,
Oh, yes.
I'd say we have a well-deserved day off, wouldn't you?
Oh, now, fair dwarf. Yeah. Again, this was all discussed ahead of time about potential dangers of coming to Grunwald Lodge, and again, my hat is very much so off to the four of you for holding off the Beastmen attack.
I don't say anything else. I'm going to look around at the servants that are sitting with us.
There's no actual servants sitting at the table.
Well, the doctor, because I know he's a weird one, and Bertolf, I know he's a weird one. This Alver Gand, you said?
Uh-huh.
Alver Gand. Is he got a strange look on his face, or does he seem normal as compared to the other people we've encountered?
Let me see if I can show you a picture of him. This is Oliver Gand and one of his rather large hounds.
And then the other one, the town's guard, and how do they look? I mean, how does everybody look respectively to the servants that are tired and all that? Because I know the doctor's kind of a strange guy, and I know that Bertolf's way weird. So I'm just trying to judge who's in on who's in on whatever might be going on and who isn't. I'll roll for it. I'm just saying.
It's a bit of a vague statement. It's like saying, well, I know there's something going on and I'll figure it out. So tell me, who is it? You know?
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I want to see, is Dr. Seeger and Bertolf eating their soup?
Oh, yeah. You see Dr. Seeger. He's sitting he's not directly pulled into the table. He's kind of set at a 45, legs crossed, and he's got a napkin nicely laid over his lap, and he's sipping away at the soup. Everybody's eating. And there's wine being passed around, and they're drinking wine and plenty of ales, and servants come by, and one of the servants comes up to you, Gage, and he's like, "More ale?"
Yes.
And he starts to pour it, and it's like dumping all over the table and shit, and it finally manages to hit your cup a little bit, and you see Pearson, he just kind of slaps his thigh. He's like, "Get away from the table, you buffoon! Go back to the kitchen."
I would try to grab another glass and put it under the canter and move it around as he's moving, trying to get as much ale as possible.
You got a mug in one hand and a spoon in the other. Just
yeah.
Okay. Now, how about the rest of you? What are you guys doing sitting around the table?
Well, I'm not eating my soup. I'm just looking at it. When the wine comes around, I'm passing on that. I don't want anything. None of this shit.
And Schaffenberg looks at you and says, "Azoth, my apologies. Is the food not to your likings?"
Vegetable soup?
Have you even tried it, sir?
I just pushed it away, turning my nose up.
Oh, an uppity Asgaraz dwarf, I see. And everybody at the table kind of lets off a chuckle. Like, huh? Oh, what would you prefer then, sir? Would you prefer a little bit of barley? Perhaps some stone soup. Is that what you would prefer, sir?
I've had about enough of this. Who's sitting next to me?
Probably me.
I'm going to lean over to you, Gage, and go, I'm about tired of these monkey charades.
I'm just playing the game.
I'm about not to.
What do you have in mind?
You know exactly what I have in mind.
What are you going to do, flip a 20-foot table?
Gage?
His character's about to invent a frisbee.
Yeah, exactly. Let's say the order would be Aschaffenburg, Vern Hendrick is to his right, Alicia next to Vern Hendrick, Gage, Azoth, and then Mortis. So Alicia, you're kind of possibly overhearing a little bit of what Azoth might be saying to Gage here, as well as Mortis.
More or less, the feeling that you might be getting is that Azoth is about ready to just attack.
I would probably just say you don't know what forces we're dealing with. I would suggest a little bit of intelligence in this matter.
He's like, can I purposefully drop my intelligence to a 1?
How do you
Well, it's only
attack
at
when
2,
you don't?
so-
How do you attack when you don't know who your enemy is?
I have a pretty good idea.
And Aschaffenburg is just like, I apologize for my queer jokes, my friends. I can't help myself at times.
You're queer.
You're a queer. And
Face is queer.
he says, he snaps his fingers. Pearson, get someone to get this bull away from Azoth immediately, and bring the man a rather large ale. And a servant comes over and he picks up the bowl and he's like, "My apologies, sir." And as he's pulling it away, he spills a little bit of the soup in your lap. And
What the? Grumble something in Dwarvish.
grumble, grumble, insert insult.
Yeah, exactly.
And you hear Pearson again just, "Away from that table, you blithering idiot." And as he walks by, you see him kind of kick him behind the knee a little bit. And another servant brings you a big mug of ale, and he's like, "Here you go, sir." And
Okay.
as Schaffenberg says, "Now then, if there's no more complaints about the food, might we go ahead and enjoy the first course of this meal?"
No.
What was the painting that you removed from that room?
Aye?
There's a
Yeah.
room upstairs.
It was actually downstairs, straight across the...
It was in the sitting room.
Oh. There were stairs involved.
somewhere.
Out there beneath the moon is
I'll give you the map again. It was right where that circle is. That was the sitting room. And Schaffenberg says, "What are you talking about? What painting?"
There was a painting that was removed from a wall upstairs. It was in the dining. Was it a dining room or an attic? I'm not sure.
It was just in the sitting room, straight across the courtyard.
Yeah,
wasn't
in the
there like a
sitting room
room?
upstairs.
Downstairs.
It was downstairs.
Downstairs.
It was upstairs.
No, because upstairs was this spot over here.
Just say it's upstairs now.
It says, what painting? I don't even know what you're talking about, Mortis.
Heresy!
Oh, really? So you are unaware. Maybe one of your staff knows what was once upon the wall.
Everybody give me average observation checks in the dice hour, please.
Oh, no. I've got a huge map in the way.
You can close it. Okay. That was Gage. Alicia.
Oh, fucking hell. Sheet. Was it observation?
Yeah. Oh, you were away, Will? Give me a average observation check in the dice tower.
It doesn't
Kept
matter.
dropping
I was
it in
off with
fucking chat rather than the damn dice thing. I was like, why is this not fucking working?
What was that, Will?
If Azoth still has a drink in his hand right now, he's not carrying, so he would unless it's passive or something.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Well, okay.
Okay. At that point, when you say that, Mortis, you could see Dr. Seeger and Otto Giles kind of, as they're sipping away at their soup, just kind of, whew, it's a bit hot.
It's coming, don't worry.
You can't ask for it. It's just got to happen, man.
So, maybe either of you two gentlemen know which painting I'm referring to.
Dr. Seeger picks up his napkin and pats his mouth a little bit and says, "Pardon me?"
The photo? We've invented the Polaroid and the Frisbee tonight.
Was it a picture on Facebook or what?
Yeah. Look, I have a picture on my iPhone that I took.
Look at my Instagram.
Upstairs, downstairs, there was a painting. In a room somewhere, there was a painting that was removed from the wall. You gentlemen have been prior guests here. Maybe you know which painting I'm referring to.
Well, there's lots of paintings here, my good Sigmarite, all over the gallery. There's a handful in the sitting room, so you would have to be a little bit more descriptive if I was to know anything about any type of paintings that might be missing.
Long downstairs.
Well, the gallery is downstairs, my friend, and as well as the sitting room.
Was it the sitting room?
Yeah, it was directly opposite the big chair in the sitting room where somebody was sitting.
It was opposite the big chair in the sitting room. Someone had moved the chair into a position so they could observe it more carefully.
He just kind of gets this, not a scowl, but like a look on his face. He's like,
How's the soup?
soup is fantastic. In fact, being a man who requested vegetables from what I hear around the table, and everybody kind of laughs a little bit, I would have to imagine that you find it quite pleasing.
Why don't you just tell me what the picture was?
I'm sorry, my friend. Perhaps after dinner we can go take a look together to see exactly what you're talking about.
Why don't we go now then?
What the hell are you doing, Will?
I was just trying to remember how to roll shit here.
Oh, I was like, is he really getting up and trying to kick some ass? What's happening?
He gets up and whacks the Lord with the hammer right in the head.
It wasn't just a threat.
Yeah, apparently not. He says, no, that would be quite rude. And as Schaffenberg says, nonsense, I won't have it right now, Mortiz. We're about to enjoy a fine meal. This business can be attended to after supper.
Have it? You won't have it?
Not at this point in time. That is not proper in the least.
But I am commanded by the highest power.
Oh, you see him kind of roll his eyes. Oh, fuck, why'd I bring this guy here? After supper, we will look into the matter. Now then, away with the soup. On to the main course. And you see the servants start bringing out plates of goose and plates of venison, and they serve them out to various people. And Gage and Azoth both ordered the venison, and Alicia ordered the goose. And so the plates are set out in front of everybody, and you see them all just start chowing and eating in on it and everything. Like, oh, you see a Schaffenberg is like, oh, this venison is to die for. Unbelievably good. Eat up, gentlemen.
Not hungry, more ale.
I want to know who has. I want to look around the table and see who has what.
Okay. Dr. Seeger has goose.
Okay.
Captain Anders Bolcher has venison.
I thought Otto Giles was next to him.
Nope. The captain was next to the doctor.
Okay.
Otto Giles has the goose. Oliver Gand has the venison. Bertolt Granolf has the goose. And Heiko Dieter has the venison. And Vern Hendrick also has the venison.
Okay, and what did the guy next to Dr. Sear, what was his name?
That would be Captain Anders Blucher.
And what did he have?
He had the venison.
You may have invited the crazy religious man. You've also invited the local restaurant critic.
What did Mortiz, what did you order?
A fucking carrot and a cucumber.
Oh, that's right. He didn't order shit.
I don't.
This is one for the British people.
And you said Dieter had
ordered a fine turnip.
You said Dieter had goose or venison?
Venison.
Okay.
I don't think you should eat anything, Gage.
I'm gonna do that whole pick at my food where I can cut it apart into pieces and spread it out on my plate so it looks like I had a little bit, but eat everything but the venison.
Okay, give a easy observation check.
Dice tower?
No, it can be out in the open. Okay, you get this smell coming off the venison. And it was a smell that was somewhat familiar to you when you guys were talking to the doctor up in the hospice early on. You're not quite certain what it is, but it just something about it doesn't smell right. And as soon as you smell it, you're like, this is the same smell that was up in the hospice.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely not going to eat it then.
Okay, so you're picking away at it and kind of shuffling it around to make it look like you're eating it? Like
Yeah.
taking empty forks to the mouth kind of thing?
Yeah, and I'm looking at everybody else who has venison. Are they eating it also?
Oh, yeah. And Schaffenberg's just mowing down on it like it's the best shit ever. And Vern Hendrick is chewing away at his.
Okay.
And what were you saying, Azoth?
I was telling him, Gage, I don't think you should eat anything. That's what I was trying to tell him.
I'm starving, though. I just won't eat the venison.
How about we just have an ale? I'm doing pretty good on that.
He's like, check me out, motherfucker. I'm fine.
Everything's fucking good. We just drink this shit. Yeah, more ale.
At Schaffenberg, he's got a big mouthful. He's, oh, ale for the dwarves. And you see Pearson just bring some ale. He looks down the kitchen hallway. And at Schaffenberg, he puts down his fork and his plate. It looks like a dog licked it up. He's just got both hands on his belly, and he's like, oh, this is incredible. And right about that time, because he just chowed through his quickly, you guys hear some howling coming from outside. Just like some... And the dog's barking and barking and barking. And you see Oliver Gand, as he's cutting into his venison, he goes to take the first bite, and he just throws down his fork real quick, and he looks out, and he says, pardon me. And he runs out through the main doors. And Schaffenberg's like, oh, must be checking on the hounds, huh? They hear something. Probably just the horses in the stables again.
Mm-hmm.
So you think.
Oh, come on now, eat up. I don't want to be the only one having dessert.
I'm very
gonna glance
full.
over at Stauffenberg and
I just started my menstrual cycle.
look back.
Do you have any chocolate?
Right at the table. Her napkin comes up red. She's like, oh, oops, sorry.
Salad dressing. Who was saying what there?
I was gonna look over at Stauffenberg and trying to look him over.
Who?
Some type of over at Herr Stauffenberg, whatever the hell his name is.
The Lord?
Yeah, I just want to gauge what he's basically. I'm trying to see if what he's saying is genuine by looking at him. Follow me?
Okay, give an intuition check in the dice tower of average. You're talking about the Lord Aschaffenburg, right?
Yeah, he's the one that said, "Oh, it's just the dogs" or something, right?
Yeah. Give it an intuition check in the dice tower average.
2 red.
No, I'm not Ant.
Oh, sorry, I'm just used to it.
2 purple.
2 red, 3 purple, and a black.
As far as you could tell, he's on the up and up.
I have an army of cats in my backyard right now.
Are they fucking?
I think so.
And Blaine has trained them well.
Now that you know it, that's one of the
Look at
problems
his
with not
dog.
having a dog anymore is that the cats take over.
Yep.
Don't give me that. They're all out there. It's like the end scene of Enter the Dragon out there. They're all out there in little ninja robes, fucking giving it a wow.
So I'm gonna be like, my lord, please excuse me. I'm very full, and just I'm gonna follow the Oliver Gand out
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
and
what I
go
was-
take care of some
Yeah, I
cats real
just started
quick.
my menstrual cycle. I'll be right back.
If
I did.
You got any
if
hay?
that's, If that's what he's doing, I'm going to go with Gage too.
Okay, so, they haven't even touched their food. Okay, so
Well, I think dinner is over.
nonsense. Not until there's pudding.
Dinner is heresy.
Once we have pudding for dinner, then supper is over. Be on with you then. Just make sure to be back for dessert. So, Alicia and Mortis, do you guys follow them, or do you guys stay around the dinner table?
Yeah, that's what I literally said. I said, sorry, menstrual cycle, and I got up and followed my Gage.
Oh, okay, I got you. Mortis, you just gonna sit there and keep fucking Bible thumping the Lord, or what?
Oh, fucking right I am. and the other two.
Oh, okay.
Because the other two know what the picture was, so I'm not going until we've been to address the picture.
Oh, you're not gonna let up on that one, are you?
No, because it's heresy.
Okay. Well, at this point, we kind of have to wait for Blaine and Will to get back.
I see that Alicia is going with Gage. I'm going to go ahead and hang back then, but I'm not going to sit down.
Oh, okay. Then when Blaine gets back, I'll deal with them. So,
He's
Azoth
a-
and
Yeah,
Mortis.
Blaine. Jeez. Why is he always AFK?
Azoth and Mortis, you guys kind of hang around there.
He's out dealing with some pussy.
Oh, heresy.
I will take Screaming Pushy for 500. No, that's cats in your backyard, Mr. Connery.
Ain't no bum cover.
Okay, so
I
then,
think you'll find that's Admiral Amon Bum.
Ain't nobody getting laid on this property without me getting a piece.
poor cats. That's why they were really screaming out there. Okay, so
All right.
Mortis and Azoth, give me a general idea of what your intentions are now sitting at dinner, because at Schaffenberg, he's not upset, so to say, but more just like, you guys are being kind of rude.
I've got the Lord's work to do. Screw him.
Mhm.
I'm not being rude. I'm sitting there eating my dinner, waiting for dinner to finish because I've got soup.
Oh, okay, then I
and
apologize.
Turnip.
Azoth is being incredibly rude because he's not eating.
I'm waiting for whatever poison's in that to take effect on Lord Herr Schaffenberg so I could rob this place blind.
Okay, so as you're standing up, he's like, Azoth, please, have a seat. You insult me, sir. First, you do not like our soup, and now we prepare this fine meal for you. You refuse it, and now you won't even sit at the table and converse with us.
Now I'll be a little bit diplomatic. Aye, Lord, but I like your ale. Bring another, and I'll have a seat.
Fair enough. He is a dwarf, as he looks to the doctor, and they both start laughing. Okay, so now Gage and Alicia, you guys head outside, and you can see where the it's at the stables. Right in between the stables and the forge is where the kennels are. So you see Oliver Gand go bolting that way, just this hulking man in the moonlight. Or excuse me, it's still daylight out. You see him go hauling ass that way. And you see he's got these two massive hounds, just like in that picture there. And they're just barking like mad, looking at the fence heading up what would be north on this map. And they're just barking and barking. He goes in there and he tries to calm them. And at that point, you guys, are you going to approach the kennels, or what are you going to do exactly? Either one of you.
What'd you have in
Wait,
mind,
yeah.
Alicia?
I wanted to see what they were barking at.
Me too. I
And
wasn't
then
really.
he kind of bolted out there, and so either something's attacking or something's not right. But as quick as he left, just for a dog to howl and then him for to jump up, just seemed odd to me.
What do you think about the note in the venison and the versus the goose situation?
I think the goose is fine. I don't think the goose is poisoned.
Well, the
But
reason
I
I'm asking
didn't-
is because
I didn't want to take my chances.
the reason I'm asking is because I followed the dog trainer because he was eating the venison. So I thought maybe we could question him, but I don't know where to go with the questioning.
And you see him, he gets down, because the kennels kind of come right off of the stables or off to the side. And you see him, he actually goes inside of there, and he gets down on one knee, and he's got his arm around one of the dogs. There's 3 of them in there, and he's patting one on the chest. He's like, "It's okay, boy. What's going on?" And you hear the horses inside the stables. They're very uneasy. And
I'm gonna just go ahead and head up to the dog cages, the kennel.
So he never changes his position.
Does he see me coming?
He just turns his head as you're approaching. He's like, "Oh, boys, here's something."
Should we go investigate?
I'm not sure what's going on here. Suppose we could go take a look if you'd like.
Does this happen often?
I haven't heard anything like this since, must have been since earlier this morning when you guys were around when those beastmen attacked.
So in all your time you've been at this keep, at this hunting lodge, you've never heard anything like this happen before?
Well, any of the other times we've had those kind of attacks, or it could have been something as simple as a deer flaunting outside, but for my dogs to act this way again twice in one day, it gets me a little worried.
That's when I'd ready my crossbow and be like, "But do deer scare horses too?"
It's a good point, man.
How long have you worked at this hunting lodge?
What the hell was that?
Oh.
Oh, he did. It's a trap.
It's a trap!
I've been here for going on about, I'd say 6 years or so.
Have you ever been in the sitting room that Mr. Mortiz was talking about?
I've come through there a couple of times, I suppose. And at this point, he stands up, not in an intimidating way, but just his stance and his stature alone kind of take you back a minute. I mean, this is a big ass dude. And he's just like, a couple times through there, I suppose, but never paid much mind. I got me and I got my hounds. Good enough.
I see. All right, let's go see what's got the horses all riled up.
Okay. So you guys head over here to the gatehouse. And there's a couple of guards standing there. And they're just kind of like, Oliver, what is it? And he's like, "Oh, this dwarf and this lady here want to go check out what's going on outside there." And he's got a couple of the dogs on leashes, holding them both back with one arm. And it doesn't even look like a struggle to him, like the dogs are trying to pull on a brick wall kind of thing. And he's like, "Take the hounds out. We're going to go check it out." Fair enough. They open up the gate. You guys go through and you see the dogs are just pulling him, trying to pull him like crazy, heading to the right outside of the gatehouse.
Are there any lights coming from the lodge keep that would be shining out here?
At this time, it's almost like dusk, so
Oh, okay.
it's not a whole lot of need for lights or anything coming up right now.
Okay, then I'm going to look around. I mean, I want to see what I can see.
So as soon as you guys get out there, you start to get this really uneasy feeling. Like something's not right. You see these dogs, when dogs are really pulling on a leash, like their front legs hardly ever touch the ground kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They're doing that, and they're just pulling him. And the dogs are following, and they lead all the way around to the backside of the keep to right about here. And that's where they stop, and they're sitting there sniffing around on the ground and stuff. And you see them sniffing on the ground. They bark a couple times. They look around.
I want to check the wall out to the keep there.
Well, they obviously have the moat, which is a pretty good distance across the moat. Give me a hard observation check in the dice tower. The only obvious thing that you guys can see is at that point is there's a little bit of a crumbling wall right there, but it looks like it's been that way for years.
Yeah, I would look for tracks or anything.
Do you have tracking specifically?
No.
Okay, give me a hard observation check in the dice tower as well. So, Gage, as you're looking around and everything, you're just like, I don't fucking get it. The hell are these dogs barking at?
Heart is red, right?
No, it's 3 purple.
Oh, 3 purple. Gotcha.
And also, Gage, because of your result, take a stress. Whose camera's not on? Oh, Ant. He walked away. So yeah, take a stress on that. And Alicia, you're looking around, kind of checking out the grounds and everything like that. You're looking where the dogs are sniffing and stuff. You guys can't get nothing.
Okay.
Did you say I take a stress?
Yes, you took a stress.
Uh-huh.
And Oliver's just sitting there, and you see him. There's like slack in the leashes now, where the dogs are sniffing, and they kind of look around, and Oliver's kind of looking around, and it's just like eerily silent. The only thing you can hear is a little bit of the wind coming through the trees in the distance. And he's like, I don't get it.
Yeah, kind of the same. I'm like, yeah, but something's clearly not right.
And you see him looking around, and he's like, I think we're best off inside the safety of the walls.
Probably a good
Safety.
idea at this point. I would agree.
All right. And
Something's
Wusses.
not right.
and you see him kind of pull the dogs a little bit, and he has to really jerk on their leashes to get them to follow. And he's like, come on, come on. And you see him, and as he's at a hurried walk, almost like a power walker kind of thing, and you see him looking out in the tree lines and stuff like that as he's walking in the
Come
whole
on,
time.
doggish. Come on.
We can do it, girls. And he makes his way back to the gatehouse. Do you guys follow suit?
Yeah, there just clearly was something not right. I don't want to be out there anymore.
I'm going to wait till dark.
Okay. Where? Outside?
Yeah. I'm going to go up to the corner there, close to the G on Forge.
They kind of make a little makeshift camp, so to say. Oh, dude.
Yeah, so sort of just kind of watch that area, like make sure that I walked away from that area, but just before it goes around the edge of where I can't see it any longer, stop and turn around and watch it.
Okay. So as you're walking,
Probably as I was head to the gatehouse, if I turn around and I see him standing there, I'd be like, shit. And I start walking back towards him.
and as you start to turn around and walk, Oliver stops and he kind of puts a jerk on the dog's lip. He's like, "What are you doing?"
Have to watch out for my dwarf friend. Go ahead and head back inside.
Do you find this wise? And he's yelling out at you, "Dwarf, what are you doing?"
I just give him a fucking look like, shut the fuck up. Just
I'm like,
look,
don't
and then
worry.
look back.
Like, don't worry. We have this covered. I just start walking towards Cage with my head down like...
He's like, "Well, if there was to be anything, they're here to mess with a woman on her period, so they're the ones that are in for it."
But she's not really on it. It was just an excuse.
You should go inside, Alicia.
So now, what kind of person could I be to leave you out here by yourself?
A liability. I can run and fend for myself.
Well, I can run a lot faster than you, dwarf. And I don't have to outrun whatever's out here. I just have to outrun you, and I can do that.
All they gotta do is trip you. Okay, so
Fucking
back
patriarchy at work.
back inside. So after about 15 minutes pass, 20 minutes pass, Gage and Alicia are still not back. And by this time, they're bringing out the dessert, which is this big bowl of pudding. And at this point, you can see Vern Hendrick is like asleep on the table. And as Schaffenberg is like, oh, must have ate a little much there. Went right to my head. I think I'm about ready for bed. But not after a good bowl of pudding. And he starts chomping it down. And
I eat up.
Indeed.
Here, have mine.
He went from
How much
rude,
for sweets?
rude to courteous. I enjoy this dwarf all of a sudden. And you see... oops. Oh, I was on the wrong page here. You see Captain Anders. He's sitting there. He's eating very slowly. And Heiko Dieter, he's eating real slow. And everyone else is just kind of enjoying their meal. And As Schaffenberg gets about halfway through his bowl and he says, now that, my friends, is a meal of Grunwald Lodge. Azoth, Mortis, where are your friends?
Do not worry about those. They will deal with their own issues. We
that'll
have
be fine.
other things to worry about.
We have other things like
heresy!
I'm sorry, Azoth, you were saying?
Oh, they could take care of themselves. I'm sure they're just helping your man there with the dogs, corralling them and whatnot. Please have some more pudding.
Oh, I can't have another bite, but if you don't mind, I would like to speak to my new movers in my chambers for a moment.
Is he getting, like,
Not
groggy?
yet.
Yeah.
We have other places to go.
Hang on. More tits. How close are you to me?
As close as you want to be, baby.
You guys
Feels
carry
right.
on your conversation. I gotta pee.
As quiet as I can. I'm just kind of nudge you over and look at and motion to the guys that are, like, wide awake.
Yes. We
Seem a bit
shall.
odd.
It does. We shall take them for a walk after to see what we can find out about the missing painting.
I think we
Maybe
should
it will clear the air.
I think we should take them now.
There is no need to attack them now. We will take it and see them through. Once we know what the painting is and why its removal happened,
Look,
we shall deal with them.
your God, their God, my God, whose God, don't care which God. I'm paid to do a job.
I
this job is-
which God.
This job has changed.
I care which God.
What was the name of the God, Ant?
Sigma.
Sigmar. Yeah, that guy.
We shall deal with them accordingly.
Let's
And
do
if
it now. They're not
we have
expecting.
questions. We have questions that they need us to answer, friend dwarf.
I'm not your friend.
Oh.
We
Are
simply
you
share
not?
common interests. Let's do it now. While they're not paying attention.
I'm sorry. I missed out what you guys were saying. I was too busy getting shit talked on me.
You cleaned up well.
Yeah. No, she goes, hurry, run to your game. Ah, they're going to get me. Yeah, I can hear you too. Okay, so what did you guys decide?
Nothing yet.
Well, Will's trying to convince me to beat everyone up.
About what?
Will's trying to get me to beat everyone up.
Oh.
I want to deal with a painting issue.
So that's when Schaffenberg says, please, the two of you, join me in my chambers. There's much more to discuss.
We are going nowhere until we have been upstairs. Downstairs.
He says, Mortis, please, it will be handled. Don't worry, there is no devilry going on here. There's other issues at hand. And he says, oh, hell with you. Azoth, will you join me? Please, there's more to be discussed. Is Will still there?
No, he's gone.
Oh,
Him and Frank have gone at the same time. That seems a bit suspect.
yeah, because in fact, they're only about 1,800 miles away from each other.
That's just showing off then.
Oh, fucking Will. We have to pay.
La 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 la.
Well, here, while we're waiting for Will, mute up and let me run a commercial since we have to do that since Will can't sit in his chair for more than 5 minutes straight.
All right.
I'll play a commercial. Here we go.
That's because he has a tiny bladder.
Yeah, here we go.
Hello. Have you ever thought about the Force?
Chewie, get us out of here!
Hang on, before you run off, let me explain. Let me just get my introduction voice ready. And cue the music, please. From the deepest depths of Coruscant to the cold worlds, all the way to Tatooine and beyond, to the farthest reaches of the Outer Rim, join our journey through the galaxy in the ways of the Force. As we travel without difficulty from region to region, you'll find you can use your abilities to turn setback into advantage, then use your proficiencies to take threat and despair, then boost yourself to triumph. Otherwise, you may find yourself saying,
To infinity and beyond!
"No, that's not the name. I'm sorry about that. Now, Mr. Solo, would you kindly tell him what the name of the podcast is?"
I got a bad feeling about this.
And we're back because Will is actually back since we were waiting on Will.
That is one hell of a run-on sentence you got going in there, Ant. I never noticed until now. There's no punctuation for like 3 minutes of you talking during that commercial.
They don't have punctuation in the UK.
It was outlawed because the United States
There is
started using it.
punctuation. There is punctuation. But
Just
you
like the
find
letter T.
because-
It's like commas and dashes only.
The King of England
alright.
won't let him use any of that stuff.
Look, just because you're American and you don't understand spelling and all stuff like that, just
I don't even
hush.
know how to spell that.
All right.
All right, what happening, gangster?
Okay, so what was said, Azoth, is Schaffenberg really wanted you and Mortis to go up to his chambers to discuss matters further, but Mortis is insisting that you go to the sitting room first, and he basically said, "Oh, to hell with him. Azoth, will you please join me in my chambers? There's more matters to be discussed."
Is he getting like really groggy now?
Yes.
Yes, I'll go.
Okay.
Can you tell me, does this smell like chloroform?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that bowl of pudding with me too.
Okay. So you head up there, and he's and when he gets up, he kind of slaps Vern Hendrick on the back of the head. He says, "Get up, you. We're retiring for the evening. Get up." And Vern Hendrick's like, "Huh? What? Okay." And he heads out the other way. His chambers are elsewhere. So he goes upstairs. Mortis, are you sitting at the table still with the others that are still there? Are Dr. Seeger and Otto Giles. They're sitting there just sipping on some wine. Are you sitting at the table?
I'll just look at him and say, maybe you should come up with me then and tell me of this picture.
In good time, sir. Please, I'm trying to enjoy my wine. In case you didn't see, all the people
Bring
I was
it with
attending
you
to.
the sitting room. We will leave now.
I'm already sitting, sir. Thank you.
Would
And
you like me to send a message to the church that you are not aiding me in my investigations?
you do what you feel you must, Mortis, I suppose. If that's what you feel you need to do.
Very well.
I'm telling. That's all that was. So as Schaffenberg lumbers himself up into his room and he sits on his bed and he just, fine meal. Azza, shut the door, please.
It's in my face, Blaine.
Hey, cue that music that you used to hum all the time, Ant, from the blue. I'll shut the door, baby.
Wow, wow. Oh yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go shut the door. Still holding that bowl of pudding in my hand.
Okay, he sits on his bed and you just hear it just creak under the weight of the man. And he's sitting kind of back a little bit, holding his belly. He's like, that was a meal fit for a king. Too bad I'm only a lord. Now, Azoth, thank God that freak show Mortis isn't around. What have you found out so far?
all this preaching about the Sigmar and all this. I've grown weary of his preachings myself.
Aye.
But he does have a point.
It says, so please, in the confusion of everything that happened earlier with Mortis and his heresy and something about why is Shalia and whatnot down in the gallery, the man's absolutely insane. I don't know why I brought him here in the first place. So I will ask you, hopefully in true confidence, what have you found out thus far?
Now, in listening to him talk, is he getting groggy like the servants are, like he's slurring his words? And
Yes.
okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I brought my pudding for you because I know you like it.
Oh, he lets out a bit of a belly laugh. He's like, oh, and it hurts because he's eating too much. He's like, oh. Yeah, just set it over there if you don't mind.
I'll set it next to his little end table next to his bed or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've learned a few things.
Oh, and let me apologize if the food was not to your liking. My Asgaraz dwarf. I normally find the food grand. I don't typically serve dwarves, so I don't know what your particular flavor would be. So let me apologize for that now. Anyways, what were you saying?
Mushrooms over worms.
I'm poisoned.
With a nice rock gravy.
Basically, what I want to do is just kind of talk in circles of nonsense until he falls asleep.
Oh, okay, I got what you're saying. Eventually, it would reach a point of, oh, well, yes, please continue your investigation. Something is definitely quite not right here. I shall retire. Please fill me in on more of what's going on in the morning.
I'm gonna. I want. Is there anything valuable in the room?
Oh yeah, candelabras, things like that.
Is he asleep?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going full out bender here. I'm gonna unload everything that I have, like my rations. What do I got?
Almost nothing.
I'm gonna unload almost nothing and fill it with almost something.
Okay. So we'll just say you could put insert Lord's Hoard. It doesn't matter. We'll figure that out later.
And then I'll leave the room.
Clanking down the stairs. Clink, clank, clank.
He's undercover.
And
sometimes don't you feel that you just maybe stole enough?
So by this time, Gage and Alicia, you guys are sitting out there and it's starting to get a little dark. Sun's definitely going down by this point. And it's completely uneventful. But you wanted to wait until it was pure dark, Gage?
No, that's probably good enough. I didn't see anything or hear anything.
No.
I'll head back to the gatehouse.
Okay. So you head back over there and they let you guys back in. And they start questioning you. Did you hear anything? Did you see anything?
No. Keep walking.
Oh, I understood. So where are you headed?
You know what? I have no fucking clue. So let's head back to the room with the picture that's missing.
Head back over to the sitting room?
Yep.
Alicia, you going with him?
Yeah.
Okay. So while that's going on, Mortis, what are you doing at the table? Are you still just giving the doctor a bunch of shit?
I'm giving him the stink eye while I write a letter.
The pen is mightier than the sword.
I'm gonna write a very pointed letter to the editor about this.
Okay, so he says, okay, fine, Mortis, I understand what you're saying. Shall we amuse you? Will this make your day better?
Tell me what the picture was of.
Well, I need
and
to
why
know
it was
what
removed.
I need to know what you're even talking about before I can even explain anything to you.
Follow me, then.
Very well. Jeez. And he says, Bertolt, come on. And he looks over, Otto, we shall speak later. He says, indeed, I'll be in the library. So you guys head out across.
With the candlestick.
It was Colonel Mustard. So as you guys are heading out, you see Gage and Alicia come tromping back through, and they're like walking like 20 paces ahead of you, right for the sitting room themselves. And Gage, I'm assuming, are you just like busting open the door, or what are you doing?
Yeah, just not busting it open, but I'm gonna walk straight in from the courtyard.
Okay. So you go in, you open up the door. It looks as if... give me a hard observation check, you and Alicia. In the dice tower. And if Gage, or excuse me, if Azoth and Mortis are following suit, as soon as you guys walk in there, give me a hard observation check in the dice tower.
Read your text.
Huh?
Jamie, read your text.
Oh, I didn't even see I had a text. Okay. Observation. Mortis, give me an observation in the dice tower, please.
And the difficulty would be?
Hard.
Hard.
And Gage, is that what you're doing at this point in time?
What?
I'm sorry, Azoth.
The closest way the hell out of here.
So you're heading straight to the gatehouse?
Well, it's nighttime, right?
It's right there at nighttime now, yes.
I'm gonna go find a place to hide until nightfall. Then I'm gonna leave.
Okay. Okay, so Alicia and Gage, as soon as you guys open up the door and you walk in there, for a split second, you get the smell of a candle that was blown out. And it's completely pitch black in there.
Chicka wow.
Do I have a means to light anything on me?
I'm sure you'd be able to light something around there, sure.
Just light something right by the door.
Okay. And Mortis, the doctor's with you, and he walks in and he says, "Now, what is it you're speaking of?"
There was a painting on this wall, right here. What was the painting of?
I have no idea. I spend my time upstairs in the hospice, attending to the wounded from beastmen attacks. I came here, I looked for you, I answered your question. Are you quite through?
Do I get the impression he's telling the truth?
Give me an intuition check in the dice tower.
Difficulty?
Average. Oh wait, this is I should put in like 17 red.
I was just gonna say that.
Oh, you feel he's on the up and up.
Thank you very much. You may leave.
Thank you. And he heads up through the north door to go to the stairwell that leads upstairs. And now, at this point, Gage, while you're standing there, kind of like with your thumb up your ass, listening to the doctor and Mortis go through this, from you're not sure where, you just kind of hear a...
How have they got my keyboard?
I was trying to light a candle.
You already had one lit.
So I just opened the door and they were standing in there having that conversation in a dark room.
You walked in, you lit the candle, they came in behind you.
Yeah.
Oh, I
they were
see.
behind us.
Stupid.
Yeah, me and you smelled the candle burnt that had just been put out, and then you heard the bang.
Okay.
That's after the doctor walked out, but it did not sound like him walking up the stairs or anything like that. You're not positive exactly where it came from.
I heard something. Spread out, search the room. I'm gonna start searching the room. This time, turning over leaves and pebbles and carpets.
Okay, so if anybody's investigating the room, give me observation checks. Average difficulty, but Gage, with what you described, give yourself an additional fortune die.
Ooh. White.
Yes. Oh, for fuck's sake, you guys are horrible. You got a boon. I'll at least give you guys the boon. Sounded almost like it was coming from the fireplace.
To the fireplace, Hersey!
And
As I was trying to crawl up the fireplace with a bag full of loot.
playing Santa Claus. You go check out the fireplace?
Yes.
Yeah.
This time you actually brush away a lot of shit, and you see this little small ring underneath all the ash and coal that's in there.
Like a ring for your finger or a ring to pull on?
A ring to pull on.
I pull on it.
Pull that bitch.
You So as you open it up, you can hear murmurings and whisperings, and you hear like an occasional like.
Is it what? I pull the ring and what
Someone's getting
happens?
it good down
I just hear stuff.
It's a very loud door, just and you can hear echoing throughout beneath, just murmurings and whispers, and every now and again, just like a little.
You guys hear that? Who's with me? Just
Alicia
Everyone
and
but
Mortis.
Azov.
Mortis?
Azov's trying to steal things and run away.
Oh, that's right. You guys hear that?
I've heard the voice. You told the groaning. Maybe we should investigate further. After you, dwarf.
And Azov, do
I
me a
got my
favor.
crossbow out, pointed at Gage, like, yeah, you first.
Azov, do me a favor and draw on the map somewhere on where you would be trying to hide.
Where was his quarters at?
The manor house.
Okay.
So, do you head down, Gage?
I tell him to douse the light.
Okay.
You're the only one I think that had a candle.
Yep.
So.
I douse the light and I head down.
Okay, as you go down there, it's really dank and almost smells of mold. And it's these hand-carved tunnels that kind of take you through. And it, after a couple of turns in the tunnels, they look like they intersect in other directions. And it finally takes you into the... It opens up into this big room. And there's all kinds of candles lit all around the place. And you see like this onyx pillar right in the middle of the room. And there's this painting sitting right on top of the pillar.
Does it more or less match the size of the one missing from the sitting room?
Yes.
What's on the painting?
This is
What's on the painting?
This is the painting you see sitting.
Heresy!
I'm going to assume Mortiz knows what this is, so...
Can I roll my piety? To see if I know what religion this is from?
It's going to be a hard check in the dice tower with a setback die. And is anybody actually going over and looking at it? What are they doing?
I'm looking around the room for anybody in here.
I'm just like, yep, chaos. See you guys. I will probably stay near that entrance with kind of just scanning. Because I'm like, she is uneasy as hell. She's a smuggler. She doesn't want to deal with chaos and shit.
Well, apparently Azoth is the smuggler here today.
No, that's a thief.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Whenever you're ready, I'll explain.
Okay, give me a second here. So,
Okay.
Mortiz, do you actually go over and look at the painting to investigate it?
Yep.
Okay.
He looks like he's about to be born.
Give me a second. No, fuck it. We're going to do it on the fly.
Woo!
Just give me a willpower check. Hard willpower check out in the open.
Hard.
Oh, yeah.
Do it hard, baby. Yeah.
Who else wants Will's hard willpower?
Oh, you succeed, but you got a chaos star.
I got special.
Dealing with chaos. Don't get chaos stars.
Give yourself 2 stress. And when you see this thing, you feel it is the 100% embodiment of evil. You just feel like you're almost like drawn to it. But at the same time, you're absolutely terrified. You're shaking uncontrollably right now. And
where do I put stress down?
Should be on the combat. Combat tab.
Ah, yes. Stress 2.
Now, Gage, were you looking at the painting too?
No, I'm looking around the room for other people, exits, entryways. I'm doing the whole somebody, who's gonna die.
Okay, you hear whispers, not like spirits, but just general whispers, like there's somebody talking somewhere, but you can't decipher exactly. It almost sounds like it may have come from the direction you were at. You can't make it out exactly.
Dwarf, he's so tiny.
So you guys oh, go ahead.
I'm just gonna tell Mortiz. I'm sure I'm getting some weird feeling from it, right? Even though I'm not trying not to look at it, so to speak.
Yeah, well, yeah. As soon as you came in, it just felt like incredibly cold. Like this is not right.
Yeah, destroy that thing, Mortiz, and then I'll turn around and try to follow the voices.
This is evidence. Evidence of heresy. Evidence of heresy.
Nope. Alicia will go get one of the candles and fucking chuck it at it. She wants nothing to do with any of this.
Is that what you're gonna do?
Yep. She's gonna go see if she get one of those like tiered candle bras that has a bunch of candles and just chuck them at it.
Okay, you chuck a whole candle bra at it, and just even with a quick glancing of it, it looks like the candles go out about an inch before they hit the painting, and then the whole brazier just bounces off and flies off, and it just clink, 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 throughout the whole place.
I will pick it up and
fuck you guys.
What happens when I put my hands on it?
Oh, you're gonna put your hands on it?
Yeah. I am protected by Sigma.
Then let's give you another willpower check, a hard one again, and now we're gonna add 2 setback die.
I can do this.
Or misfortune die, sorry.
Yes. Sigma protects me from heresy. Oh, sorry, I did it in there.
That's fine. You're gonna take another 3 stress.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna give you.
I've got a little teardrop up next to my stress.
Yeah, that means you're strained right now or stressed. So you're gonna start getting setback die on any of those.
Okay.
What would be a good one to give you? Let's see. There we go. I'm gonna give you a condition. Okay, that should have given you the frightened condition. Go ahead and read that to yourself so you know the conditions of it. Okay, let's real quick. Will, go ahead and describe what you're doing.
I'm going to go up to the gatehouse. First and foremost, is any guards up there?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking over at the stable. Is any horses free?
They're all locked up, and there's a couple of people in there that you've seen tending to them, as well as Oliver Gand over in the kennels.
I'm going to go over to the gatehouse.
Okay.
Open these gates.
Are you out of your mind? It's nighttime out there. You never know what's out there.
Just let me out then.
Right away. Don't expect an entrance again tonight. They open up the first gate on the south side, and once you're standing in the middle, they shut that gate and then open up the other gate and let you out.
Hang on, I forgot my horse.
You didn't come here with the horse. You came in on the wagon with the others.
With 2 horses. One of them's mine. I'm going to go get it.
Oh, you better do some type of fucking social check here.
I thought they were like oxen.
Yeah, they were ox.
Oh, that's right. They were ox, yes.
It was a single ox, I think.
Yeah, it was actually. Yeah, you came with an ox. You didn't come in a horse.
Yes, I did. It was 2 horses. I gotta blow something.
You could try to do, I don't know, like a fellowship check against him.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna backtrack on that. And Vern Schaffenberger's ordered me to dispose of this trash, and you are to accompany me.
All right. Again, a fellowship check. They take orders from people who actually dwell here. It's going to be a hard
God damn it,
fellowship
Jamie!
check.
Quit ruining what he wants to do.
Where is fellowship at?
It's just one of your
main
characteristics.
Oh, there it is. Okay. What's hard again?
3 purple.
Why not 75 purple?
Yeah,
fuck.
right, Stumpy. You don't have a dwarf. Look, you want to leave, you can get out of here. I'm fine with that now. But now you're trying to rob us of a horse? Scram. Beat it.
I'm pretty hesitant to go out there right now.
So look, are you leaving or are you staying? Right about now, I'm fine with you leaving.
Grumble something, insert lines, and go hide the treasure somewhere.
Okay. Okay, back to the 3 of you underneath the tunnel system here. What are you guys doing now? Gage, you said you were going to go trying to hunt the voices?
Yeah, I'm trying to follow the voices.
Okay, so you go around, it's leading you to... You're like, I'm sure it's here. Damn it, nothing. It's just like a room underneath, that leads up to a ladder, up to a trap door. And you search all around, you can't find anything. What is Alicia and Mortis doing? Well, Mortis is scared.
If I can find some cloth, wrap it around a bolt, then light it on fire, then shoot the damn thing.
Yeah, but I'm holding the damn thing.
I'm skilled in my crossbow. I shoot around you.
You're holding it? You're holding it,
Curve the
Mortis?
bolt.
Yeah.
He didn't say he was holding it. He said he put his hand on it.
Yeah, exactly.
I was
So he's
picking
standing
it up.
next to it with his hand on it. I could easily go to the side and shoot it.
No, I said I was picking it up.
I didn't catch that, but if you're picking it up, okay, that's fine. So you're a scaredy little girl right now with the painting in your hand. So at that point, Gage, do you start heading back over to where they are?
Yeah.
I'd still attempt to do that, and then I'd be like, Mortis, drop it, you stupid bastard.
I need to take it to the bloke.
Okay.
Like if
Real quick, coming up from behind,
Me.
we're going to go into initiative, but first, let me roll this. Where's his skills? God damn it. He doesn't have it, that's fine. Ooh, he's getting the drop on you, Gage. Do you have any armor,
Jamie
Gage?
Pearson.
Yes.
What's your armor rating? 1?
Looking. Defense is 1, soak is 1.
Okay,
so
we're not worried about the soak
1.
right now. Okay, slay the unbeliever. Oh, so you took 7 damage, minus your toughness and your soak.
Okay.
And you guys hear Gage let out just this, I guess, cry, roar, whatever you want to call it.
Do I hear that?
Roar.
No, you're outside. They're underground.
Oh, they're underground? Okay.
Yep. Okay, so let me add a few. You guys go ahead and roll agility checks.
do I see that happening?
You guys hear it. He's down the hallway a bit.
Summoner's game. There any girls there? I want to do them.
I'm gonna cast magic missile. What are you casting it at? The darkness.
Darkness. I'm a sorcerer of light. Then how come you had to cast magic missile?
Mortis,
Yes.
you need initiative.
Hold on. Just trying to find it. What's initiative again?
Just agility.
Okay. Oh shit, no.
Oops, not Vern Havoc.
I got nothing.
Okay. So why is Mortis not in here? You got a 0. Okay, so that was Gregor Pearson. So you look behind you,
Excuse me.
and he planted a dagger right in your back, Gage.
Oh,
And this time when you look, if you like cringe and you turn to look to see who got you, you can see that Gregor Pearson no longer has that bandage all over his head, but instead he's got this big back black bulbous eye where the bandage was, and these small little tentacles hanging out from the eyelid, and a few horns and shit like that growing up out of his face.
oh, okay.
Check
I
your
gotcha.
text, Jamie.
My text message?
Yeah.
Okay, next up would be a player character.
I'd like to go.
Alright.
And I can move 2 slots over to the reckless side, right?
You get one for free, and then you can take a maneuver to do another one.
A maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
That would leave me with
That would leave
an
you with
attack.
just an action, or
An
you could
action,
still
yeah.
do another maneuver to take a fatigue. Remember, in Warhammer, you could take as many maneuvers as you want. You just suffer a fatigue every time you do it.
Nope, I'm doing Thunderous Blow now. So I'm doing an action.
Okay. So as you turn around, you see Gregor Pearson, like I described, and he's got this like really jeweled ritual dagger in his hand, pulled back, and it's got your blood coming off the end of the blade. And you see behind him 4 cloaked figures, and 2 of them have the servant. Remember the servant early on that Will's character got into an argument with, and there was the other one that was super like, I can't.
Space Cadet.
Right.
Yeah.
They're carrying him under his arms. His legs and feet are dragging behind him. So go ahead and do your attack.
Okay. So it's under combat, right?
Yep. It's going to be your melee skill. Actually, for you, it's your great weapon skill because you're specialized in it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's under my combat tab, right?
No, skills.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. I have great weapon. Okay, there it is. And do I put any purple dye in there?
Nope. It's already set for you with the 1.
All right.
Holy shit. Okay, so what does that give you for whatever the attack was that you did?
For Thunderous Blow.
On the reckless side.
Reckless for 3.
It should give you +2 damage, I think.
I hit for critical damage, and then that's only for 2.
It says +2 damage, though, right? So it's going to be your weapon damage plus your strength +2.
No, it just says you hit for critical. So what is that?
Wait, what attack did you do?
Thunderous Blow under Reckless.
Actions, Thunderous Blow. You hit for critical damage. Okay, so it's still your weapon damage plus your strength.
And then the +3 on critical, right?
No, you can only get 1 more critical out of 1 boon. So for the other 2 boons, you can get like a free maneuver.
All right. So weapon damage.
It's 5 plus your strength is 10, and 2 of those are going to be criticals. Holy
I see.
shit, dude. It doesn't matter. So
Okay.
you come around with your axe, and it just like, I don't know, scares you or something to see Gregor Pearson standing there like that with this big bulbous black eye and tentacles and shit coming out of it and everything. And you just lodge your axe right into that big giant eye. And the whole weight of his body and everything falls with the axe, like it pulls your hands down with him. And he just falls dead right in front of you. Jesus Christ, dude. You laid him out in one fucking hit. Okay, next up will
What'd
be...
you get for stabbing me in the back, you son of a bitch?
Next up will be an NPC. And it's going to be that... your old buddy, Bertolt Granhoff. He's going to run at you, and he's like, no, oh my God. He's like freaked out because you just dropped Pearson.
Mm-hmm.
And he misses you. You deflect the blow. Next up will be another character. Player character. So he's probably about a good 40 feet away from you guys, from Mortis and Alicia. As he's sitting there holding the painting, here, shoot it. Alicia's like, hold on a minute, let me get this thing. What do you guys want to do?
I will scream. Oh, hang on. Oh, my fantasy ground's locked up. I will scream. I will scream. Hey, bugger!
He screams, Hera, aw!
I shall draw my dagger and head towards
Oh, hang on, Jaime.
whoever's still standing.
Yeah, well,
Unless someone else was.
There's 4 of them there, and one of them just took... It was that crazy weird guy, Bertolt, that just took a swing at Gage.
I'll go for Berthold if I can reach him in this round.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, yeah.
Difficulty.
It should do it for you automatically if you just drag an attack off of your character sheet from the abilities tab or whatever.
Oh, yes, abilities.
Your actions tab.
Got it.
And you can change your stance meter too, one way or the other.
Yeah, no, I'm going to stay quite normal. Actually, I'll go 1 to that.
Okay.
Towards...
Conservative.
Yep.
Okay, and I assume you're just going to do melee strike.
Yes.
Okay, so just drag that die down in there.
Bosh. Fucking...
You guys are just swinging wildly.
Yeah, get away!
Okay, and then one of them, the doctor, is actually going to take a swing now.
The doctor is in.
He's going to take a swing at Mortis. You don't have any armor, right, Mortis?
No, I don't think so.
God, he misses. Jesus Christ, these rolls are horrible. And the last one, the librarian, is going to also swing at Mortis. Oh, he has nothing. He has nothing. And he hits with 3 hammers. So he did 8 damage to you. He just sliced into you with a dagger. Minus your toughness and your soak. Okay.
8 damage.
Yep.
Wow.
Top of the order. It is an NPC. Gregor Pearson is actually dead. So
I thought I didn't even go.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Alicia. I apologize.
I'm like, what? That's okay. I'm not going to be useful for my turn anyways, because I'm going to have the candle in hand. I'm going to light that bolt on fire and shoot that painting now that he dropped it.
Okay. And you go, you light it, you shoot, and it just, the arrow ricochets off of it and goes flying off into the back of the room.
Son of a bitch.
Did you want to move now? Or reload another arrow or anything?
Yeah, reload.
Okay. Now we're top of the order. We have a player's turn. Who's up?
I'll go.
Okay.
I'd like to take the doctor out.
Okay.
I believe I have regular melee strike,
Well,
right?
hold on. You should have your giant feller strike still, but I don't know if you can do that on him.
Yeah, I don't think I can.
Sure, why not?
And it doesn't really require that I have a giant feller.
Right.
All right. I want to do melee strike on the doctor.
Okay, go ahead.
So that's just going to be my regular.
Just drag it over.
Oh, right. Oh, you fucker. It's hard to get used to this.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that was giant feller. I did pick the wrong one.
No, that's
well.
fine. Okay, so you took a fatigue. You succeeded, and that Sigmar's Comet you can turn in unless... Is there a Sigmar's Comet on the giant feller strike? Yes. Reveal X critical wounds from the wound deck. Choose one and apply to the target. Well, it's not going to matter. You're going to fucking lay his ass open, too.
Okay.
So you totally dropped the doctor. He's gone.
Yeah.
Okay, did you want to move or anything?
The only movement I would think my character would do would be bum rush the last two standing.
3.
Or the last 3 standing.
Okay.
The closest one to me.
Okay, so you're rushing in, and now it's a player's turn. We have Mortis and Alicia.
After you, madam.
Yeah. Oh, where's that at? Load. Thank you. Where is it? I gotta find the right one.
What are you looking for?
There it is. Yeah, I'm gonna do a sniper shot on one of the guys.
Okay, go ahead. Ooh, so what's your damage? Oh, and is there a chaos star on yours?
No chaos.
You weren't in reckless or conservative, so we're gonna have to default you to conservative.
All right, I forgot about that. Yeah,
That's fine.
I would have went conservative.
Okay, so for the chaos star, you're gonna suffer a fatigue,
Okay.
and you hit for +1 damage, +1 critical, +1 damage. Holy shit! So what's your damage? It's weapon damage plus your agility.
Whoa.
6, 11.
Holy shit! Okay, so who'd you want to? Did you want to get the crazy guy Bertolt?
Sure. She just kind of walked in there, just saw the guys, aimed at one, and fired.
Okay, so yeah, you put your arrow right between his eyes.
Cool.
Down he goes. Okay, the other ones, they drop the body, and they go running. They run in different directions throughout the tunnels.
I'm chasing one of them.
Okay, so you go chasing. We'll take it out of initiative now. So you go chasing, and we're going to bring Azoth back into this. Azoth, where you are, we're going to put you kind of up like you were walking back in towards the courtyard. And you see out of the ground, this door just comes popping open. And you see the librarian, the older guy, just kind of running. You see his face for a minute. His cowl falls off his head. You see he's now all in a black robe, and he's running towards the gates. And then right behind him, you see Gage come running up.
I'm gonna pull out. Well, I already probably would have already had it out. I'm gonna hit him with an arrow.
Okay, go ahead and take a shot.
Because this doesn't look good.
Are you shooting me?
Yeah, we're about to find out.
No, I mean I'm shooting at Mortitz.
So Alicia
Mortitz is still down there crying his pants.
And I'm going to use my accurate shot.
Okay.
Which I takes two stress for this action. For each stress, I add a what's the little eagle?
Boon.
A boon. If you hit the target for normal damage, 3 success, you hit it for +2. Blah 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 blah. So I will take my. I'm lost.
What? You go to your actions. What are you trying to shoot? Your accurate shot?
Yeah.
Just grab the die and drag it over into the dice roller.
A little firebolt next to it?
No, all the way on the right-hand side.
Yeah,
Oh, that's what. Okay, that's where I was fucking up at.
And then just roll that. Holy shit.
Nice.
Okay, so as Otto is trying to run, you just kind of pull your bow back. You got your thumb right by your eye. You just go, let it loose, and it just goes right behind his ear and it actually punctures out the front side of his face. And there's an arrow tip sticking out of the front side through his eye socket. And he just falls over dead. And then Gage, you come running up and you see Azoth standing there holding a bow, and Otto's body just fall and like slide in the grass a little bit.
I'm doing the whole using my arms and everything to like stop myself. And just stand over the body and just be like, huh? Look around. Do I see Mortiz?
Alicia and
Oh,
Mortis.
excuse me. Azoth?
Yeah, oh yeah, he's standing right there. You seen him. You seen him take the shot.
Oh, good timing. Nice of you to show up. Where have you been?
Securing our future.
Bring yourself down into the tunnels. I believe you're needed. If you could spare the time.
Hang on. What does this priest have on him?
Glasses.
I'm taking him.
I'm gonna say, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have the painting that was hanging in the sitting room, which is down in the tunnels.
All right, I'll go with him. Grumble something cursing in Dwarvish and go.
Okay, so you head back down there, and you head back into that room. Now, Mortis and Alicia, did you guys chase the last cult member?
I am on 2 hit points, so fuck no.
Okay, what about Alicia?
I'm
No,
not
I
worried
will.
about him.
I will,
I want to
'cause I'm
destroy
a
that
fucking
painting.
Okay.
No, I will chase him screaming heresy.
Okay, so you
I
go.
don't really care if Mortis runs off and dies. I just walk back trying to figure out how to get bigger fire to destroy this painting.
Okay, so you're trying. As you guys get back down there, Gage, do you take Azoth back to the room, the sacrificial room?
Yeah, and I tell him what my hunch is.
Okay, so you guys step right over the heavily labored breathing.
As we're going, I want to talk a little bit to Gage on this. I want to roleplay this out.
Okay.
And we're walking. I go, Gage, Vern Schaffenberg,
Lord of Schaffenberg.
Lord of Schaffenberg. Wasn't him.
What do you mean?
They poisoned him too.
Oh, I know that. Did you
making
just
sure we're all
figure
on
that
the
out?
same page.
Did you just figure that out by yourself?
Well, I went up to the room with him, and we'll talk later. What's this painting?
Well, so now as you guys are going through.
Hold on, Jamie.
Oh, sorry.
So I think.
Okay, so what we're going to actually do now.
Time to go into initiative.
I have a hunch that this painting needs to be destroyed. But I need to make sure that there's no more cultists running around. Follow me?
It's a fucking painting would be like my, who cares?
When you see it, you'll know. Just don't look at it.
When you see it, you'll know. Don't look at it.
Don't tell me what to do. When you see it, don't look at it. It's like Medusa.
Yeah.
If you see a lady with a bunch of snakes in her hair, don't look at her.
But check her out. She looks cool.
I guess I'm going to try to lead him back to the main chamber that the painting was in.
Okay, so as you're going through there, you're stepping over these bodies, and you see the body of one of the staff members laid there that they dropped, heavily breathing. Very, very intensively labored. And you see the other to the 3, you see now Azoth, you see Gregor Pearson in his actual state without the bandages and a lot of blood all around his head, and then the other 2 cloaked figures face down, dead, as he's walking you through the hallway.
I'm going to assume this is you guys as I switch over from my bow to the hammer.
And you can see down at the end now it's all lit up in the room, and you see Alicia in there standing over this paint. Now, by this time, Alicia, you have looked at the painting. You need to make a willpower check too at a hard difficulty.
Not necessarily looking at the painting. I'm just making the biggest fucking clothy build of thing and set it on fire, and I'm just like, rah!
Okay, that's fine.
Is this like Vigo from Ghostbusters 2?
He's Vigo. He's all powerful.
Yeah.
So you
no, I think having seen what it did to Mortis, she would try to avoid looking at it, but she'd be doing whatever she can to make the biggest fire she can just to get it on it and burn it.
Okay, so you get this big fire going on all this cloth, and you're actually, if you're able to even throw the cloth onto the painting, it just burns, and you can see nothing happening to the painting whatsoever, except you see the frame of it starting to ignite a little bit, but the canvas itself is not burning. And Mortis, as you're going around through the hallways and everything like that, you totally lose the tracks of who you were chasing.
Did I notice all this cloth stuff and the bolt bouncing off and all that during my melee?
In the quiet of the tunnels as you're walking, all you hear is...
No, you didn't catch any of that. You were too busy fighting Gage, but now you can see that there's this fire burning on top of the painting, and you could tell 100% that the canvas is completely unaffected, but the frame is burning.
Without looking at it.
Mm-hmm. So, Mortis, do you finally give up your search, or what do you end up doing here?
Yeah, I'll give up my search and head back to where the painting is.
Okay. And as you walk in, you see this fire now burning over the top of this canvas, and now Azoth is with Gage and Alicia standing there, and you see this same exact thing about the painting and the frame. The frame is now gone at this point, and it's just canvas sitting on top of this onyx pillar, and the canvas seems to be completely unscathed.
It is a chaos artifact. It will be not be destroyed by such normal means.
I would.
What about that?
Point my crossbow at Mortis and say, "Yeah, like you were staring at it for a while and acting a little weird. I don't know if we could trust you anymore."
Is that so, Valeria?
No. What if Valeria would just cut your head off without you even knowing what happened?
What about
She's
that
just
hammer?
being a little worried.
What about that hammer that we got from the lady and the nurse lady?
Yes, hit that bitch with it.
She said it was a special hammer.
Everybody, please, in the dice tower, give me a hard observation check.
Hard is what?
3, 27, 28. Oh, that's right. This is
Just put in all of them.
Every die type.
Shit, not 4. Stupid.
Yeah, I like this one, Jamie.
Holy shit. Okay, Gage, you're the only one. As you're sitting there looking at this fire burning and you're contemplating and you're wondering about the hammer and everything like that, you hear a voice ring from the hallways and you just hear, "Shit, we've been had." And you recognize the voice as the cook that you met up in the kitchen, and you hear the scurrying of feet.
The lady?
Yeah, and then you hear a...
Oh, as soon as her mouth opened, I would have been running.
Okay. So you're going down tunnels and stuff again, and
I'm still standing there like, where the fuck is he running to?
You're pulling out marshmallows.
Yeah, fuck it.
Anybody want some chaos s'mores? And you go running, and you end up in a room that does not have a door that goes out anywhere. The voices threw you off again on the correct tunnel.
God, dude. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the nearest hatch that leads up and open it and try to get out of here.
Okay, it puts you back up into the sitting room out of the fireplace where you originally came down.
Okay, I'm gonna run to the kitchens where I last seen her.
Okay, you go in there and you see an open fire with an empty pot just sitting over the fire. It's empty in there. And yeah, from where you're at, yeah, that's all you can get. That's all you can get from there.
Okay.
So, what are the rest of you? And now you notice too when you come down, there's no servants in the Great Hall. There's no one to be found anywhere.
Well, if Azoth hadn't done it, I'd take the hammer from him and swing it at that fucking thing.
You ain't taking it from nobody, motherfucker.
Well, then you need to fucking hit it, motherfucker.
Well, you better tell me, get it in character, and tell me in character.
I did right before we started all this. I said, use the hammer and hit it.
I just visualized Alicia reaching for it and him being like, "What the fuck are you doing, woman?"
Does this look like a pot to you?
I'll look at Alicia because as Azoth and Alicia does have a relationship, and you look at her and go, "Why?"
Like not
like he doesn't believe you, but just why? What would that give?
No, I'm trying to remember. I can't remember if she was a nurse or a priestess. The blind one. She said it was a special hammer. It might be able to destroy this canvas. So hit it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to just smash it.
Okay, so you take this big mighty swing with this hammer on the painting, and when it lands its blow, it ricochets off of it like hitting metal on metal.
Well, that didn't work.
Might as well try to destroy the one ring.
Then I'll just say, I need a stronger dwarf.
Okay, Mortis, what are you doing in all this?
Ouch.
Mortis, you're the Sigmarite here, Mortis. What's your take on what to do with this thing?
It must be taken to a Church of Mortis and given over to them for destruction.
Like, shit. Well, then you pick it up. You're the one who's already touched it. I ain't touching the damn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, what he said.
What do you get?
I need to rest first before we proceed.
You're not very protected by Sigmar, are you?
You didn't.
So what do you guys want to do at this point?
If nobody else is going, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run to the gate.
Maybe we should follow the little one.
And Azoth, if you want me to smuggle all that shit, you still let me know. That's what I'm good at.
Well, I'm not going anywhere without my loot. Trust me.
So
I'm not going anywhere without my saxophone.
You're running for the gate, Blaine?
Yeah, I'm gonna find this woman somehow.
Okay. So when you get topside again and you run through the courtyard and you make your way back through that tunnel entrance, whatever you want to call it, heading back towards the gate, you see the gates open and the guards sitting there just like looking at each other like, that was weird.
What happened?
The cook lady, she just went running
Which
off.
way'd she go?
Right out the gates there.
Which way?
That way, and he points out the gate.
Like straight up the road, or did she go straight up the road? Tell me.
I don't have your eyes, dwarf. She ran through the gate. That's it.
I just run out while he's talking.
Okay, you go running out there, and you can see way off in the distance with your dwarf eyes. You can see a few silhouettes way in the distance heading back down the roadway, like you guys came from Ubersreich.
Crap. Okay. I run to the stables and grab a horse.
You get over there to the stablemate. It's like, what do you think you're doing? They shut the gates as you come back in.
I answer directly for Lord Isengard? What's his name?
Boy, you're a convincing one.
Lord Hershefenossen.
Lord Sauron.
Lord Sauerkraut. Lord Sauerkraut.
I'm
working for the
Lord
Hoff.
Hasselhoff.
For that.
I'm in pursuit of his enemies. Quickly, give me a horse.
What is it? A fucking busted jet ski?
No, it's a Trans Am with a little red light on the front.
No, it's that one. The whole Colgan one where they drive that black boat up and down the shore.
And
Oh, no,
and as
how
Blaine
fast.
ran up to the stables, he was running in slow motion.
And there's
Lord Hasselhoff.
they're like, whoa, hey. He's like, easy now. Look him here, dwarf. I seen you and your friend come out of there, some out of the grass.
Who is this guy? Is he just
One of the stable hands.
Is there anybody else around?
There's you kind of peek back in the stables and you see a couple of guys sleeping. And he's like, look. I have a job to do here myself. All I know is
I just shove him into the nearest bale of straw and grab a horse.
Okay.
I'm just like, I don't have time for this.
And, okay, so you do that and you grab up a horse and everything like that, and you hear from in the stables, you hear him yelling, "Don't let him out! He's a murderer!" And you see the other guys, "Woo!" And they go inside the gatehouse and they lock him.
As he jumps on his horse.
Yeah. All of a sudden, the horse goes, "Where would you like to go, Michael?"
Michael, the gate is closed.
Turbo boost, kid.
And you see from out of the gatehouse when they yell he's a murderer, and you're sitting out in the courtyard, or not the courtyard, but right outside the gatehouse, you see the captain of the guard come out that was having dinner with you guys. And he's like, oh, he's rubbing his eyes, he's getting the sleep out of it. He comes out in like nothing but pants. He's like, what's the meaning of this? Murderer? What's
Captain.
going on?
Captain, a lot's happened since dinner. I need a horse to chase down the chef. The chef has poisoned the venison, and now she is fleeing. I must pursue her. I need a horse for this. Your men are not allowing me out. I believe they may be involved in a cult activity.
And you see him, he puts out his hand. He's like, hold on a second there, dwarf. You're a newcomer here.
I don't
they're
have
telling
a second,
us that you're a
but
murderer.
if you ride with me, I will prove everything I say, but we must leave now.
You're going to step down off of that horse, and we are going to take this directly to Lord of Schaffenburg.
Can I come up now?
Yeah, you guys by this time are coming up. He says, my men are telling me that you're a murderer, and now you're trying to get out on one of our horses? Yes, we're going to take this, and you're accusing our staff. We're going to take this directly to the Lord of Schaffenburg. By this
Captain,
time, yeah.
I noticed you had venison for dinner. Are you sleepy?
I suppose, yeah, but I usually get a little sleepy after supper.
The venison was poisoned. If we take this to the Lord, it will be too late. I must chase down the culprit. You can follow me or come with me if you want.
I apologize, but we must take this directly to Lord of Schaffenburg. This is beyond my abilities to make this kind of judgment call. You're being accused of being a murderer and now a thief as well, dwarf.
Okay, I come off the horse and I get right in his face, but I don't do anything. I'm just like, fine.
You mean you get right in his belt?
Into his stomach?
Yeah, right into his stomach. I'm looking at his chin. Yeah! And I'm like, fine. But let it be your
Look,
head.
hit him. I'll hit him. Fuck it, I'll hit him.
I was waiting for this. Is the guard there? Yeah. Okay, I'll walk up behind him and it's like, swing, bada, 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 swing.
Oh, there's too many now. There's like 5 or 6 people out here now, probably.
Yeah, there's the 3 guards, the stable hand, and now by this time when people start screaming murderer, Otto Giles comes out with 2 of his hounds on the leash, and they're barking amongst all the commotion, and you see a couple of the lights getting lit from lanterns from inside the structure. And they said, now, we could do this the easy way or we could do this the hard way. I want to believe you, but I have a job to do, and that's to protect this place. I need to take this to Lord of Schaffenburg. I would appreciate
That's
it
what
if
I'm
you...
like, well, you did a shit
You
job
failed
at
it.
that.
Got you lucky.
Yeah, you failed
Get
so
away.
far. Apparently your way's not the best, but fine.
Then please join me, and the 4 or 5 of us, can go speak to Lord of Schaffenburg.
I just seen Lord of Schaffenburg. He was in best of health last I seen him, but he was sleepy. Poisoned like you were.
If that's the determination, then you have nothing but my confidence. But at this
Is
point...
he still talking? Because I'm already halfway to Lord and Schaffenburg's room.
Boy, you guys can fuck up a name.
I don't want to go there because he's going to fucking notice all the shit I stole.
Just go to Lord Hasselhoff and do this.
I don't have his name written down.
Schaffenburg. So he takes you guys back up there. Hopefully you guys go peacefully. Is that what we're doing here, or?
I'm running in slow motion up the stairs.
Why are you looking at me?
Well, that depends. Is he going to try to grab my arm or something?
No.
Oh, yeah, if I'm touched, it's going to be a fight.
Okay, then I'm fine.
Okay. He takes you back up there, and he starts pounding away on Schaffenburg's door. And...
That's what I just opened the door, like, fuck this shit.
Okay. So he goes in there, and he goes over, Lord of Schaffenburg. He wakes up, and he's still in the same exact clothes, same exact pose and posture that he was in when you left Azoth. And he sits up. He's like, "What's the meaning of this?
You've been poisoned, Lord."
Huh? What are you talking about?
Say your minions were a part of a chaos cult. There's a corrupted chaos picture down in your basement area, hidden basement area. And as the cook who poisoned you with venison was trying to leave, your stupid captain stopped us. Now we're trying to do what we can to help you, but we are getting a whole lot of resistance from your people.
And as soon as you start mentioning Chaos Cult, everybody's eyes get wide, and the guards they all pull swords. Like it's like a knee-jerk reaction. Chaos swords.
I did try to warn you of the heresy of this place, but you would not listen.
Shut up, Thumper.
And at that point, Schaffenburg's like, "Fuck, he's right."
Where the fuck is all my silverware?
He wakes up and starts eating the pudding that's next to his bed.
Who took my pants?
And all of a sudden, it's a very serious tone, of course. And he's like, "Show me what you're talking about. Right away. Please."
I was hoping that he'd be confrontational with me so he could be like, "You were with me. Where's all my stuff?" Look, Lord, I sure it was only to rob you, not to...
Had nothing to do with this chaos stuff.
Nothing to do with this chaos stuff.
He's like, "Please."
It wasn't me. It must have been the cook.
Yeah.
So I'll take you down there, but you don't want to stare at that painting.
Painting?
Yes, that painting the crazy Sigmar guy was talking about was actually a chaos relic.
Lead the way immediately. And
right. Follow me. Follow me, Captain.
As you got to look up at him like this.
That's just one step away of follow me, bitch.
Yep. So do you guys take them through the sitting room?
Well, we have two ways, whatever. Kitchen or sitting room, I guess whatever's quickest.
Okay, so
yeah, I would take him through the sitting room and to the tunnels because I want to show him where the picture was.
Okay, and the whole time, everybody just has... All the guards and Schaffenburg, they all have this look of defeat. Schaffenburg is just like, this has been going on, as you guys are explaining this. And the guards are like, kind of giving Gage that look of, "I'm sorry."
Oh, yeah.
So sorry. You take them down in there and everything, and everybody freaks out at the painting. And like the guards are like taking their swords and trying to flip it over, using the ends of their swords to flip it over. And
hey, flip it over. Never thought of that.
And it's just, you see on the backside of the canvas, and they get it flipped over, it's just like almost doused in blood. And they run over, they see the other servant, who is one of the servants, who is laid out on the ground, breathing heavily, and they latch him up, and they're like, "We have to take him to Dr. Seeger immediately."
That's not possible.
Dr. Seeger is on the floor over there.
I know. Dr. Seeger's right next to him.
And they go and they lift up one of the hoods, and they're like, "Oh no, him too?"
Oh yeah, look at Big Bulbous Eye too.
And it was a conspiracy.
And you see the Schaffenberg he looks absolutely defeated. He's like, Pearson too? This has been going on under my nose this whole time?
I believe Pearson was the leader.
He's like at a loss for words. And he's just like, he walks over, Schaffenberg walks over to Mortis, and he attempts to put his hand on Mortis's shoulder if Mortis will have it, without screaming and trying to slice him up and scream heresy.
Heretic!
No.
And he's like,
that's a nice hand. That's the hand of heresy.
Now you can see why Sigmar brought me here.
He can't look you in the eye. He just has his hand on your shoulder. And it's like a big fucking tri-tip sitting on your shoulder, this big fucker. And he's staring at the ground this whole time. He's like, Mortis, I apologize. I deeply apologize for not listening to the words you spoke. I can't believe that there was actually works of chaos going on under my very nose. And
they were drugging you, which is why I was after the chef.
Well, let's not quit talking about works of chaos and apologies and talk about payment.
There's a gold crown in it for each of you.
1 gold crown.
That's the most money you've had in a long time.
That's
I guess considering what I've stole, hope that I can get away with it. Fair enough.
That's almost like 10 grand.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's the one that's worth like a bunch of the other little ones.
Yeah, that's like
10
grand.
That tends to be how money works.
Good.
In most cases, yes.
Yeah.
So he's like, if that's the most of your concerns, Azoth, I appreciate it. Well, I shall have my guards filter through the rest of this establishment and rid it of any other chaos artifacts if we come across any.
This must be taken to a temple of Sigmar for disposal.
He says, my friend Mortis, I have a friend who is at a temple of Sigmar in Stromdorf. I task you personally with taking this to him.
Very well. I will do that.
I will not walk.
Nor am I getting anywhere near that. I am done with this thing.
No, of course, Dwarf. We will make arrangements to get you to Ubersreich, and I will have horses paid for you. From there, please take the painting to Stromdorf and take it to the Temple of Sigmar. They will be able to dispose of it properly there.
I actually grab my back out of the shit. Just grab it.
And we are actually done with the module at that point.
Woo!
Let's get over and wrap it up.
What now? What now? Let me tell you what now.
Alrighty, that was a unique take on Eye for an Eye, but I guess that's the way modules go. They should go here, and then go there, and then end up here. Never winds up that way. It was cool, though. I thought it was fun. Frank, I think you, of all people, really got the idea of it and especially Ant, too, I guess, you two having Warhammer experience, the whole chaos side of things made both you guys go, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the second she realized there was chaos, she wanted to leave. She was like, "Fuck, I'd rather just get the fuck out of here. I don't want to be here anymore."
Yeah, that's.
I mean, yeah, and the problem is with Mortis, he thinks he's basically protected by Sigmar. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, it needs to be dealt with.
I like the way it ended up working out because I mean the whole idea behind this module, of course, is. Obviously, first and foremost, it's an introductory module to Warhammer, so they want to introduce the whole chaos side of things, and it worked. It worked well. Not a lot of combat, of course, very investigative, but I like the flavor that it has with that style of there's always something else going on that you may not know about.
Yeah, Warhammer's quite Machiavellian in that way.
Yeah, I love it. I like it a lot. What did you guys think of? Granted, there wasn't much combat to be had, and you got fucking Gage blew right through those guys. But
Jesus, Gage.
But all in all, what did you think of the system itself and the module? Blaine, how is your take on it, Blaine?
I have to say, I wish I knew a lot more about Warhammer because the religion thing, playing a module with the religious aspect of it, like last episode, Ant was telling me, no, dude, or you guys were telling me, Ant included, you don't understand. Like, there's only one God. If there's a bunch of different portraits of different gods, that's heresy. And I'm like, okay, well, I didn't know that. So my character's just walking down the hall like, yeah, a bunch of gods, cool.
Well,
Right.
if you know age-old Christianism, that's what it is. It's like Christian versus paganism.
I get
Where you
it
have
now.
one
but
true
I have-
God, and then any of those pagan gods. Nope. If you're not the one true God, you're blasphemies.
Right,
That's kind of what it is.
I had no clue of the background for this whole setting. So that being said, I thought it was cool. I wish I knew more about Warhammer, and I'd like to play something like this again after I read some books or something. So
Well, you got plenty of time because the idea is after you and I have the convention, we're going to try to go ahead and attempt the Gathering Storm.
woohoo!
Which that one is... that one's a better, I think, 50-50 mix of investigation and combat. Intense moments and things like that.
I'd probably play another character. I know we don't get to choose what we roll up, but I think I'll probably end up playing another character similar to the one I played this time because I hate the investigation part of these games. Again, I'm not a big Deadlands Noir fan. I like Reloaded, so that kind of tells you where I stand on that kind of stuff. But
so then, in that sense, are you talking that you're more about the combative side of things, and you don't like the putting clues together and all that kind of shit?
no, I'd like to stay more in character and be like this is what my character would do because like it was really hard for me to play a Troll Slayer in this scenario because he really just wanted to go outside the walls and die fighting, but I knew I couldn't really do that, so I had to kind of play the investigator.
Well,
more or less what I was paid to do.
So.
So what you're saying is you're more Scooby-Doo than Fred.
Definitely.
What I was
Definitely
going to
more
do is when you and Alicia were outside, because there is a whole nother part of this when the dogs went crazy and all that stuff, it's because there were beastmen scouting the area. Unfortunately, you guys had incredibly shitty rolls, and you couldn't figure out that they were trying to make their way over that back wall. So
that's the other thing. I think the system seems really, really faded in the hard category. I don't know if that's because you kept giving us 3 purples or if that's because that's actually what we were supposed to roll, but it just seemed to me like very difficult to get anything off as a hero.
I may have made those a little bit too difficult on some of those checks, but there's other ones I had reason for having it that high. On that particular one, I probably should have made it just average, if anything. But I like the setup to it because what I was going to do is when you said you were going to wait outside, I knew exactly what you were doing. You were taking the Troll Slayer route. And I was like, okay, this is perfect because what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the Chaos Cult thing happen to those two inside while the Beastmen sneak up on you and Alicia outside. And that's why I was like, you said you're going to wait until it's dark, right? And you're like, no, this is probably good enough. I was like, fuck!
Well, that could have worked in your favor or mine, but
yeah, so
it's just the way it played out. I was kind of thinking that, okay, I'm not getting anywhere out here. Obviously, I'm filling my roles. I'm just going to take my character back inside and do my investigation thing again. So it was just one of those things where, okay, if I had a different character, I probably would have played a little differently. So,
well, then in that sense, too, I mean, I like the idea of what Ant did with Star Wars. He, at the end of Unshun, he gave everybody the option of make new characters if you want. So when we go into Gathering Storm, if you want a completely different character, I'm totally fine with that because at this point, you guys should each have 3 experience points.
But wouldn't I be wouldn't I basically be doing opposite of what I need to do? I mean, shouldn't I stay with the Troll Slayer for a setting like that?
That's completely up to you. I'm just trying to gauge where you're at based on the fact that you're saying you don't like the investigative side of things, and a Troll Slayer is, I mean, you're right, a Troll Slayer, depending on how you want to play him, is not exactly going to be like, well, why is this really happening? No, he's going to be like, no, I want to go kill shit and die honorably.
Right.
So, and, you know, I'd like to give the option of go ahead and create your own character, not randomly roll, if that's what anybody wants to do when we get to Gathering Storm. Because I know, Frank, you were wanting to play.
I'm fine with Gathering Storm as long as I'm an Elven Way Watcher.
You could, as long
That's all that matters.
Yeah, as long as a Way Watcher is a beginning class, I'd be more than fine with that.
I believe Way Watcher is the beginning class.
Yeah, I'm fine with that if that's what you guys want to do. So, Will, let me move over to you as far as Azoth goes. Is a Gathering Storm something you're interested in continuing to try to play?
Yeah, absolutely. And Azoth is going to continue.
I like the character. I like the shady side of him. I didn't know. I honestly didn't know what you were getting at by trying to go ahead and be like, no, I'll go upstairs with him. He's getting groggy. But it made perfect sense once you got it. I was like, is he just going to try to knife this dude into sleep or something? I was like, wow, that's some pretty fucking vicious shit. But when you said you're robbing him blind, I was like, okay, I get it.
No. The best bit has to be, let's go and wake up Lord Staffenburger. No, leave him. It's too important.
Can't we just talk out here? So, Frank, obviously you're saying you want to go to a Way Watcher or whatever it is.
Well, yeah, because even
Weight Watchers.
I could see Alicia. Alicia would not want to be with them anymore. After dealing with chaos, she's like, nope, I'm going back to being a smuggler. Fuck you guys. This is not cool.
Life is dangerous with you guys.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to play. I wanted to play a Way Watcher. I think they're a cool class. So.
Okay. And Ant, how about you? Going to stick with Mortis?
Mortis will return.
Yeah. So I think.
Well, he has to return.
Well, he's kind of the carrier of the painting now.
Oh yeah.
Hello, sir. 2 beds will be about 2 shillings. 2 shillings?
Heresy. Sigmar pays nothing.
All I can say is wait till he becomes a witch finder.
Oh, witch hunter, yeah.
Oh, witch hunter?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Witch hunter's awesome.
And see, hopefully that's something you should be able to get into around the halfway point of Gathering Storm or so.
Oh yes.
That's really cool. Witch hunters are awesome.
So all in all, final thoughts on the module, on the system?
Love it. But then again, I'm a Star Wars fan. Dice system rocks.
Yes. I
Definitely
agree.
there's stuff I need to understand. Like I think I went that whole time without ever setting up my toughness or my defense.
And also, it's getting, I'll tell you,
So luckily I was never attacked.
The one thing about Fantasy Grounds, which when you do your characters next time you may want to do for yourself, is write out your cards.
Yes.
So you can keep track of what you've got without flicking through tabs all the time.
Yeah, and if you actually go to Fantasy Flight's website, they have all the basic cards in PDF. All the basic ones you start with: dodge, parry.
I go on YouTube because usually people will do a how to create a blah in this system.
Right.
So I'll look see if someone has a how to create a Way Watcher or something.
Oh yeah, it's in the
That'll
player's
help me
guide.
understand it, and I can do that.
So cool, Blaine. Overall thoughts on the system itself, the setting? I think you're not so much of a grim dark kind of guy, right?
No, not too much, but I do think that there's a lot of potential here if I get my homework done. You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
Well, I'll tell you what, Blaine. I'll lend you the Sigmar book. It's 3 volumes of, and it basically is the history of Sigmar. And it covers everything.
That would probably work then.
I started reading the first one, the Heidenhammer or Heldenhammer or whatever it's called.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, if you also want basic fluff, just get the Warhammer Fantasy, the tabletop book. Because they always have the basic fluff, so you can have the basic understanding of things.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can get your hand on one of those. I mean, obviously, you don't do tabletop wargaming, but they have it.
Yeah.
I think maybe the Troll Slayer will return, but I want to do some research first before I make that decision.
Will, what are your final thoughts here?
It's a Star Wars system. I said it's my favorite, so I'm good.
Right on. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for those of you who joined us in chat tonight. Again, always a blast. I wasn't able to be in on that at all, GMing. But coming up, we did finish Warhammer. So on March the 21st of 2016, Blaine is going to get us continued on Deadlands Reloaded, For Whom the Whistle Blows. We have a dead huckster in a train, and they're about to head down the tracks to the next town to see what the hell's going on. And the second game of that will be on March 29th. And hopefully, Blaine, you should be able to get in 1, maybe 2 more games to run by then. You're going to have to really gauge it based on, oh shit, I got to go, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, I think I should be leaving mid-April for Alaska at the earliest. So I'm planning on having 4 sessions before I leave.
And so we're going to get that all done up and wrapped up for Deadlands. And then after that, we got to figure out what you guys want to get into. Do we want to, after Deadlands, towards the end of April, do we want to get into some Call of Cthulhu first, or do we want to get into Star Wars first?
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Oh, Frank,
Cthulhu.
Frank, you're the tiebreaker. Do you want to run or do you want to play?
I don't want it to be on me. I would like to run another Call of Cthulhu, but I don't.
Well,
really
there's
want
my
to
vote too. I want to play more Call of Cthulhu.
Okay.
So it looks like it'll be Call of Cthulhu for a little bit, and then Ant's going to wrap up or get some Star Wars going up. When Frank's done with that, we'll figure out a more concise schedule. Because I want, hopefully, for you guys to run all the way through until Blaine and I have the convention, and then I can put my focus into other stuff and get the Gathering Storm happening. So, speaking of the convention, I have to get this out there. We've got donations from people for the raffle we're going to hold. A major hats off to Legendary Games. They donated 4 hardback books for Pathfinder, and to me, I was like, wow, dude, thank you so much. I mean, 4 hardbacks donated was just awesome. Again, shout out to Pinnacle. They're donating. Evil Hat Productions and Fantasy Grounds are all donating to the raffle. Will, you gave a donation that you would like to give out to the raffle. I thought that was very, as Ant would say, that was very class of you, and I appreciate it a lot. He gave the Dragonlance novel series. They showed up.
Nice.
Yeah, 6 of them.
I thought that was just excellent. So, again, the only other thing I could think of, get over to Patreon if you want to get in on the game. Once a month, last Sunday of every month, 4-hour session. We're going to get it going with Morgan. I look forward to that. And keep on the lookout. I'm working with Jimmy Fett right now. Hopefully the website for the convention will launch this weekend. We will have more updates on that on the 21st when we play again. So, Blaine, contact info one last time, please.
Contact info. Well, if you were watching this broadcast, it was live at twitch.tv/TGODorks. You can email us with questions at thegatheringofdorks@gmail.com. Also follow us on Twitter at TGODorks and Facebook.com/TGODorks. Also, be sure to join the Nerds International Google Plus community where you'll find updates for when we'll be doing any live streams on Twitch like this. Be sure to leave us an iTunes review. We appreciate those. And get over to patreon.com/TGODorks and help support the show.
Damn right. With all that said, thank you again, everyone. This is Jaime saying grab some beers, grab some friends, and make it one hell of a game night.
And this is Blaine saying, play your character true and fuck with your GM every chance you get.
This is Will saying, get out your nerd and beat it like it owes you money.
You're dork. Get out your dork.
No.
It's nerd this week.
Oh, it's nerd this week. Gotcha. Okay.
We don't condone bullying of any kind.
Ant?
Give me my lunch money, you fucking nerd.
I am vindicated. You now have my permission to beg.
Frank, you got anything?
Fuck you.
That's right. All right.
Yo, mama.
Mute up, assholes, and we will see you guys for episode 63.
Goodbye, goodbye. Wipe the tear, baby dear, from your eye. Though it's hard to part, I know. I'll be tickled to death to go. Don't cry, don't sigh. There's a silver lining in the sky. Bonsoir, old thing, cheerio, chin chin, na poo toodaloo, goodbye.